What the rich do differently that keeps them wealthy. I had two fathers. A rich father and a poor father. My poor father had a PhD, my rich father had only an elementary school education. Before continuing, dear viewers, if you appreciate the content of this video and are satisfied with it, we invite you to consider the option of subscribing to our channel or supporting us with a donation. Your support is essential for the growth and constant improvement of our channel, and it will allow us to continue producing high-quality content for you. You can do it here below, through the appropriate buttons, subscribe, and thanks. My poor father did not like to talk about money and always forbade it. My rich father, on the other hand, encouraged me to talk about money and always said, "Money is the root of all evil." Both of my fathers were very optimistic people. My poor father always encouraged me to go to school and get good grades so I could get into a good university. My rich father encouraged me to go to school and receive a financial education. One of my fathers died and left his family to pay off his debts. The other died, leaving tens of millions of dollars to his family, charities, and foundations. The problem with most people is that they always complain about money. We have no more money, we are bankrupt, our businesses are not working. I have to find another job to pay off my debts. What would you do if you received a pay raise today? Let's say your monthly salary is $3,000 and they tell you they will increase it to $5,000 or $10,000. What would you do with the extra money? Would you invest it or spend it? More money is not always the solution. More money does not mean fewer problems. In fact, it is because you do not understand money and how it works. As my rich father used to say, you have a low financial IQ. That's why the poor and the middle class have financial problems. Instead of investing part of their salaries in income-generating activities, they borrow money. For example, a new car, a 50-inch TV, the latest model iPhone. The list goes on. In fact, no matter how much their salary increases, they always find new ways to spend it. On the other hand, rich people invest most of their salaries in income-generating activities. Planting trees is like planting trees. If you want to be rich, you have to be financially literate. If you want to build a skyscraper like the Empire State Building, you have to have a solid foundation. The poor and the financially illiterate build skyscrapers with weak foundations. Instead of the Burj Khalifa, they build crumbling towers in the suburbs. Kiyosaki says, the poor spend. The middle class buys debt, they see it as a resource. And the rich spend their time buying assets. What is an asset and what is a liability? An asset is basically something that brings money into your pocket. For example, a business, real estate, stocks, investment funds, etc. Debt is anything that takes money out of your pocket. For example, cars, houses, cell phones, etc. In practice, anything that requires spending to be maintained and used. Rich people spend their time buying and accumulating assets. As a result, they can reinvest and buy other assets. Over time, these assets become very large and profitable, and the rich become richer and richer. Economists call this phenomenon compound interest. According to Einstein, this is the most powerful factor in the universe. Those who understand compound interest earn compound interest. Those who do not understand compound interest pay it. That's how men make money. The biggest secret of the rich. Let's take a brief history lesson. Most people probably know the story of Robin Hood. He is the man who steals from the rich to give to the poor. My rich father did not consider Robin Hood a hero. On the contrary, he called him a thief. Robin Hood is long dead, but his followers are still alive. Many of Robin Hood's followers say, why don't we tax the rich more and give the money to the poor? This Robin Hood mentality of taking from the rich and giving to the poor causes untold suffering to the poor and the middle class. It is this mentality that forces the middle class to bear the tax burden. In reality, it is not the rich who pay the taxes. It is the middle class who pays for the poor. In England and the United States, there were initially no taxes. Sometimes taxes were imposed temporarily for war. In England, taxes were imposed from 1799 to 1816 to fight Napoleon. In the United States, taxes were imposed from 1861 to 1865 to finance the Civil War. Once the governments tasted the taxes, like drug addicts, they wanted more and more. So, in 1874, the United Kingdom imposed a permanent tax on its citizens, the income tax. In 1913, the United States did the same, and thanks to the 16th Amendment to the Constitution, the income tax became permanent. Initially, The tax was paid by the rich and was perceived and accepted by the poor and the middle class as a way to penalize the rich. Therefore, the fools accepted it, and it became unconstitutional and illegal. So, the middle class and the poor could not benefit from the taxes. Social education mandatory. The secret to paying fewer taxes is easier than you think. Through corporations. You may be wondering what a corporation is. The poor think that a corporation is a skyscraper on Wall Street with a giant logo on the facade. The truth is that it is not. In fact, a corporation is a legal document that allows an organization to operate as a single entity. In other words, it is a legal person. A legal person is legal and can deduct all expenses and calculate taxes on the rest. Therefore, it can literally spend everything that comes to mind, such as hotels, cars, private jets, etc. and tax only the rest. For example, if you have an income of $1 million and spend $990,000, you will be taxed only on the rest, that is, $10,000. We would like to know about your experience regarding the topic covered today. Share it with us in the comments and, if you have any questions, do not hesitate to ask them. We will gladly respond. Your like would be a source of satisfaction for us, and of course, do not forget to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the upcoming publications.